Take to Talk with Manoj.
And Chetna, two humans born and raised in India, now living in United States, talking not about India and not about America.
But about human connections, desires, behavior, and issues.
And this is our take on universe, inspirations, positivity, and life philosophies.
As always, there are two choices in life.
So take a pause, take to talk,
And
and
this is our take.
Our take.
Welcome to Take to Talk. I'm Manoj.
I'm Chetna.
Thank you, coronavirus.
Seriously? Did you just say thank you, Corona?
Yes,
Are you serious, Manoj?
Yes, I am 100% serious. You know why? I am thank you to coronavirus for creating this real fear of death in us. The fear of end of humanity. Yes. You know what it has done? And I'm now serious. I was not joking before and I'm not joking now. That this coronavirus has made us sit back and pause and think for a moment. This one small microorganism, invisible creature, has struck humanity with
Yes,
fear.
it has struck. It has definitely struck humanity. But how can you thank the virus?
Because it has brought a lot of positive changes in humans, right? If you look around, what it has forced us to do, how many things we are now forced to do. First of all, we had to take a pause. We took a break from our stressful life, right? There are no stresses left anymore. The only stress is how to spend evening on a weekend, right? but especially for us, right?
Right.
But we are taking a break from what we always did, right? And did some and doing some introspection. If you think about it, for all these years, it has never happened in my lifetime that we totally, completely stopped our life and took a pause and said, "Wow, what is happening? Not just with my life, but in the entire world, right? How we are, how this little invisible thing has changed us totally."
I agree. So, is that the only thing that you are thanking Corona for?
Well, before I get into what else I'm thankful for, one thing I wanted to say is the fear. The fear. I have always said all of my life, as you know pretty well, more than anybody else, that, and I have chastised you for that, right? Being fearless. Do not live in fear. Live fearlessly, right? But this time, fear has helped us. It has changed our minds. It has
Wow.
changed our thinking. It has changed our behavior, how we live. You may call that fear. And this is the only circumstance I can think of where fear has brought positive changes, right? It has. I'm all about positive. The reason I don't like fear because it always creates negative thoughts. It always creates brings in negative actions, negative activities. But this time, this fear has not necessarily created negative activities. It has created positive changes, and that's why I'm liking this fear. I don't know if I want to live in this fear. Well, personally, I'm not fearful, but this fear has changed the rest of the human existence, and that's what I'm thankful for. Sometimes,
So,
go ahead.
so do you think that this fear has somewhat? It's not actually a fear, but it's like more like a protective sense towards our families, towards our loved ones. Is that which we sometimes ignore in our busy lives? Otherwise,
Yes.
it has like brought in that really like a strong sense of protection towards our loved ones. We want to protect ourselves, we want to protect our families, we want to protect our elder parents, and
Yeah.
we are connecting with them more.
Yeah, and that's a very good point, and that's where I was going to. That fear is causing these positive changes, where now we are realizing what is important to us, right? The
Mm.
family, the home, the friends, as you are very much involved in these things, also that now we are connecting with our friends more, right?
Uh-huh.
The friends
Uh-huh.
we used to see maybe once in a month or talk once in a month. Now we are talking with them almost every week. These
Yeah.
these web meetings, these video chats and things have increased 100 folds for a
Yeah.
lot of people. So
We are doing our podcast on video chat.
exactly, yeah, not because we don't like each other. It's just because
Yeah, it's just we
this
are
is
doing
that
social distancing.
exactly. Exactly. So
I
how
agree.
these positive changes uh, we are we are bringing in our life. But you know what? I think I think these positive changes, I hope, are not just for short run. I hope
Exactly.
they are long lasting, right?
Yes, I agree.
These this is the time, this is the need for this change, I guess, right? I think we were talking earlier that coronavirus has reset our lifestyle, right? It's a reset on lots of things. It's interesting today. I saw a picture or a video somebody posted. It was in newspaper or something that our friend who lived in Jalandhar city, right? You saw that
Right.
in Jalandhar city all of his life. He had never seen this mountain at distance from his house. Now, with the pollution cleared up, because there are about what one fourth number of cars out on the street, maybe less than that in India. So it has brought changes. And now this guy said, I've never seen this mountain before. Now we
Right.
have pictures of seeing the mountain in what 100 miles, some of the long distance from his house, but it's still visible.
And it's almost like a miracle for them
Yeah,
because they came out on their roofs and they saw this beautiful mountain range in the
exactly.
distance, which
Yeah.
was amazing.
When I was thinking that what it has done for me, and I will ask you the same question is, what has it done for you? How have you changed? What kind of introspection have you done since this virus crisis happened?
I think the biggest thing it has helped me is to take a pause in my life. And I can vouch for everybody in America. We came from a country, India, and then
Mhm,
now we are in America.
mhm,
And I feel that their life is so rushed
mhm.
all the time. We
Yeah,
are always on a go. And all my friends or my family, everybody is on a go. So
yeah.
this is almost like when we were in that mode, we always used to think, oh, I wish I had a day when I could get up at leisure and I had nothing to do. Trust me, we're there now. So
Yeah,
we have pretty much nothing to do. Although we are all working, but then the stress of driving is not there. Stress of getting ready in the morning at certain time and leaving. Uh, we are still working, and I think I'm being more productive because I'm more concentrated on my work at home,
yeah.
and that's what. And then it has also given me time to reevaluate a lot of our relationships, like you said.
Mhm.
Even with my husband, we never had that much time when we just sat and just talked to each other.
Right,
um, with our kids, we are connecting more because we almost feel pressured into having these web chats or video chats with them,
right.
so that we are connecting with them more. Other than that, we used to just WhatsApp each other, a message, okay, everything good, everything good. Now you want to really see them and make sure they're fine. So I think, and introspection wise, actually, I'm just enjoying it. I'm just enjoying that pause, and I'm sure it's not going to be there forever, but
Mhm.
I'm enjoying it right now. I'm just peaceful and calm right now. So
And
I don't know, which is totally opposite of my normal life.
yeah,
And plus, I get to stay home. And you won't believe this, you may laugh. I can thank you, Corona, for visiting or revisiting corners of my house that I've never been in a very long time.
I would ask
So
why, but it's okay.
yeah, I've not been there. So I'm discovering corners in my house which are like untouched for years now and
Yeah,
cleaning them out.
that's
So
it.
yes.
For me, it is really time to listen to myself, right? Time
Hmm.
to think about what I want to do in life, right? because I'm thinking about retiring sometime soon,
Yeah.
and how the life is going to be, right? And not everybody will be available. And I want to, this is a good, what we call dry run. But hopefully I'll be able to get out and, and visit places and do things. But it has also kind of opened my eyes in a way how we can live by ourselves, right? Without seeing anyone outside, without talking to anyone outside.
Very good point.
Yes.
A very good point. I like that actually.
So, so I have a suggestion, and this
Mm-hmm.
is something I would want not just for myself, but anybody and everybody, whoever wants to try this out. But in my friend circle and things I have mentioned, I want to promote this. What if our society, everybody, starts practicing a stay home day once a month? Well, what we call it a reset day once a month. I think it will have long-term positive effect. And it's not just us individually, it has to be society wide, right? It has to be, if I am living here in Gaithersburg, I want everybody in the Washington, D.C. metro area just shut down. We need to start practicing. And I don't know if you remember, I don't know if you were born there then or not, but back in the days when I was growing up in India, Sunday was close, everything
A
closed,
shutdown day.
shutdown day.
Yeah.
It used to
Yeah.
be every Sunday, and people did nothing but stayed home and
Relax. We
visited
have forgotten that. We
relatives.
have forgotten that.
Yeah, sorry,
We have
everything
forgotten.
was closed. And why did we
Mm-hmm.
do that? I'm not saying once a week, I'm saying once a month. First Sunday of every month, let's start promoting total shutdown. Total shutdown.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. And when I saw these pictures of birds and ducks coming out, and all this, the plants looking brighter, the skies looking clearer, I also thought, like, this reset fasting, as you can call it, is so essential,
Mhm.
which all of us have not realized in ages.
Yes.
And you're right. I mean, it's a beautiful time. I'm really enjoying this time. So yeah, I agree with you now. Thank you, Corona.
And even in America, if I remember it correctly, in when I came here, Sunday used to be mostly everything closed down day. May not be all the malls were totally shut down, but they would open at say 11 a.m. and close at 5 p.m. or something like that. But the rest of the things were closed, right? People didn't do anything. People just stayed around, went for a picnic or something in the parks, and that's what they used to do.
Hmm.
What if we can return to those days and start celebrating Sunday as just day off, reset day, de-stress day? We never get time to de-stress. We are always either stressed or not stressed, but there is no de-stress time. You know what I mean? So
We are actually always filling our minutes, our hours with something to
right,
do.
right,
Something, and we find like, okay, we have 2 hours. Let's
yeah,
do something in that. We are always like so hell bent on doing things in
right,
every second we get in our life. And now I'm realizing that if we don't do that, we
right,
can still live. We can
exactly,
still live. We can still have our moments. We can still have our joys. We
right,
can still enjoy life. But
exactly.
I'm guilty of living a life which is so full that 24 hours a day are like little less for the things I want to do in a day. But what I'm finding is like living this way, I'm finding time for everything. And I'm connecting with people I want to connect to. I'm still having my outlets. I'm still having my family time. It's good.
Yeah, on that thought, not on that thought, but the thought I was talking about earlier, like de-stress day, right? This virus has connected. It has started
Hmm.
the society's different platform altogether. We have been thrown into some new situation that we weren't prepared for, and we are learning to live in this kind of world, right? And
Hmm.
this is what we call we are building it from the beginning. This is building of the world from the beginning. And as you might have seen or heard, In India, they're doing lots of things. People are connecting. They'll come out in the balcony and they are doing bhajans, and they had this
Yes.
prime minister started this movement. Hey, do this thing. They say thank you to healthcare workers, and everybody. Well, everybody meaning a large portion of people came out at a given time, and they just did this sound, making noise and saying thank you in some
Hmm?
symbolic way. So these are the new ways we are learning to live. We are connecting with people at the level which we didn't connect before. We connected only with people who were our neighbors, right? Now people are connecting people across the street. People are connecting people in the entire society. People are
Yeah.
connecting people in different part of the world altogether. So that is a
I think, yeah, and I think Corona has been the one single factor which has never united people at human level ever before.
right.
Nothing else. Wars haven't, prosperity hasn't, third world countries, first world countries, whatever, rich, poor. I think Corona is bringing out that connectivity into human relationships that's amazing.
Yeah,
It has, I've never felt that kind of thing before.
yeah. And
People are noticing each other. People are actually paying attention to who they are with, who they are talking to, who they are thinking of. And people have very genuine interest at their heart that okay, everybody should stay safe, and they have their little bit of selfish motive too, because if you stay safe, I stay safe, right? So
Mhm.
it's that kind of reciprocation also. But then uh, they are really connected to each other. They really
Yeah,
want everybody to be healthy, happy, joyful again.
yeah,
So I don't think so anything else has ever united people entire world
yeah.
in one.
And it's funny that when the virus came out and when this whole thing started happening, it created this atmosphere of fear, atmosphere of unknown. Fear is always comes out of unknowns, right? When you don't know what will happen, right? So this became a calamity, right? Calamity in the form of COVID-19 or virus, but this
Right.
calamity has connected us. And
Yes.
as I
Yeah.
say, in life, there are always two choices, right? Look at either positive or negative. It is up to us which perspective we choose, right? That's why
Yes.
I always pick positive over negative. Take any situation, anything in life, you will have two choices. And those two choices are up to you to decide which choice you want to make. So in this case, when the fear of virus came along, right? So we had a choice: either live in fear or connect with people, find something positive out of it. And
Hmm.
I know virus may catch me someday, right? Or I may catch virus, whichever way it works. I don't know. But whichever way we connect, I, I will still COVID-19 saga. I'll see it as if half of it was positive. Yes, we have lost um, tens of thousands of lives. Obviously, we do lose lives to several kind of diseases in life. There's several kinds
Right.
of
Right.
events and incidents. I'm not saying losing life is a good thing. It's not. It never will be. But alternative to that is, yeah, either you can lose life and be sad and live with fear all of your life, or find something positive and uh, move on with the life. Find something good and make a difference in somebody's life. And that's how I want the humans to change this world altogether from the beginning. It is our choice whether to change or not to change with it, right? We can
And
change with
think
it.
about it. The life right now is a very beginner's life that we are leading. I mean, we
Right.
have all the comforts which are a little bit better than the prehistoric man, but we are living on the basics. We are inside our houses. We are with our families. We are not doing much else outside. It's like back to the nature, right?
Yeah,
And so let's build upon it. Let's make
yeah.
something good out of it.
It's funny that there are lots of memes going on about this. Like when we were working, we were stressed. We always talked about, oh, how I wish I could spend more time with my family. I could
Yeah.
do these things. I
Yes.
could do nothing, just watch TV all day long. Now you do have that opportunity.
And you're
All,
getting tired of it.
right. All of Saturday and Sunday is wide open. I was looking at
Yeah.
my calendar. I'm thinking, did I have anything scheduled for tomorrow? And I
No.
kept on looking. No, there wasn't nothing. There wasn't anything. On the final note, I want to close it, and you can close it in any thought that you have. I will say that you always have two choices. Choice is yours. Before you die, live. Don't die while you're living. And that's my take.
Let me close this talk with a thought. We talked a lot about human relationships, connectivity, and positivity. But don't you think this isolation or social distancing has also brought a lot of positive change in the environment? And I feel it has. It has cleared up a lot of things. You touched upon it earlier that the the air quality is better. People are the animals, the birds, they are enjoying it more. We are able to hear birds actually for a change. Corona is something to be thankful for as well. And that's my take.
Thank you, Corona. And that's my take.